And I talked to my fabulous coworker that knows more about hair than me. So she helped me with get an idea of a hairstyle for live streaming. And I think it's a decent one. I'm very impressed by it for the moment, and then I'm gonna wait till my hair grows longer. All right, these are Crayola Twistables. I'm thinking, since my butterfly is blue and purple and pink, one of these things might help my life. And they twist. They're one, I mean, I haven't used these, but I figure I use them in this episode because I gotta make this butterfly for my friend Shatira. Because she and her wife are getting married and they want this really big sketch. So, I'm trying to practice butterflies. Alright, there's my twistables. I'm very excited about the twistables. I'm gonna see if I feel comfortable with possibly one of these. I think I'm gonna do it. I think this is purple. Or is it blue? Do I have a purple one? Yes, I do. They're very nice. I enjoy the twistables. They're very easy to please. I just get like my friends just get me little supplies. I like this nice depiction of a butterfly because it's sideways, and we all know that I have problems with sideways. I feel like I'm under pressure when I just get all excited because I'm making their stuff on YouTube. I don't really see it a big deal, but I guess they do a little bit. For me, I'm just living my best life up here. You know, these are not horrible. They're really not. These twistables, I think, are some of the best colored pencils I have. I really didn't want to mess with the. I just wanted. I love color. We all know how much I love color, and I was sad dealing with that. I don't know. I feel like I vibe with the twistables, and at least I know when I run out, I know what to order on Amazon. Laugh out loud. But yeah, I'm gonna like make this nice butterfly this way. It's a majestic butterfly. God help me, because this is gonna be a rough one. But this is she wants to frame this, and it's. I told her it's very intimidating. I've had a couple of my friends frame my stuff, and I told them, I don't know. Just put this one out your door because I don't know how this could turn out. They seem to like it. Alright, well, this is supposed to be a little bigger anyways. It might even help my pastels better. Who knows? Oh, I got people. You gave. No, I've had other live likes, but thank you. I got excited today. This changed my life. Twistable colored pencils. I don't have to deal with when you are trying to get precision lines. I don't have to deal with a whole lot of bullshit. It's just there and it glides. And honestly, I think it's better to get a big eraser in this because it flows better in your hand. I'm not a fan of colored pencils, but these aren't bad. I like these because, as my friends put it, they say I'm bougie, but I really don't feel bougie. That's the thing. I just somebody that is trying to figure out my life. And here's flip again. Oh my god. I don't know if I would recommend this flip. They're very suspicious. I was excited because I thought I could make a couple bucks and flip. So I downloaded it and I have like I can do the short videos and it's not a big deal, but they want you to buy something. And I don't know if I trust it. They've been sending me notifications all day. I don't know. I just literally got rid of Facebook because they were aggravating me and they can keep their little bit of money that they were going to give me because I can get that in my own job. I'm not even worried about it. But yeah, some of these people be aggravating me. But I got these completely free at work because I don't know if you guys just tuned in. Oh, okay. Hi. Yeah, you know me, I get involved in my sketching because I have to be doing something or I'm not happy. My friends at work tell me they love me, but I do too much. I'm that person that will reorganize the entire unit and give two showers and then decide I don't like where their dresser was at. This is kind of what I do. Yeah, let me get Karan first. She's a regular and a friend of Chong the dog. Maybe one day my dream of humanity will come true. Because people can be shitheads. They really can. And it's just terrible how sometimes people aren't nice. I guess you realize this in medical more than anything because people are raw and they are real. I mean, family members could act one way towards a whole community, but when it comes to like the caregivers and dealing with them directly, you get a vibe about it right away. And you'd be like, man, he is a shithead, and everyone thinks he's great. That's how it is. But that's why I have my sketching. Alright, Karan, you know I like to babble. Plus, it doesn't help I'm high every time I'm on here. I really am. Every single time I'm on here, I'm high. And then my friend Tanya at work gave me this idea. She said to bring it and like curl it a little this way. She has the best hair of anybody I've ever met. I've been working with her for like 12 years. And she really has always had great hair. And she gives me ideas. I'm like, I'm willing to take anything. I'm basic. They laugh at me. They think it's funny as hell. But you got a new moon for your financial, and this just means new starts, new beginnings, or just the beginning of an onset new cycle because it has to restart, which can mean a lot of things. I'm picking up it's tying up loose ends type thing. Like it's there, but there's like when you're working on your crochet, there's a couple stitches sticking out. So I guess it would be these problems would be like stitches sticking out, and you just gotta tie them up and loop them. My life revolves around the yarn too. I think I'm the most unmalicious person on the planet. But I do see some mending in your financial sector. And then you got a full moon in Leo and a super moon. And a full moon in Leo just says just try to be humble and assess the situation from a perspective of I don't know, like a president. You gotta assess them, you gotta look them in the eye, you gotta find out, and you gotta kind of make it happen type thing. I had to do that a couple times in my life. It's actually, I find that stuff fun. But that's just me. And then there's a super moon surrounding you also, and this is when emotions are like all over the place and there's a lot of drama. So with your financial sector, there's going to be a lot of drama. But a new start's coming, and I see it going somewhere, but it's going to be with a lot of headache and a little bit of chaos. So I'm sorry. I'll pray for you, Farad. This is why I'd rather stay poor in my living room and not have to deal with nobody. It terrifies me to deal with people outside. I don't know if you guys knew, I was over here. I was actually over here downloading video. I download little stuff all the time. I just love Snapchat and things. But there was an orca whale that actually was so hungry it attacked a polar bear. So I went to look to see if it was fake or not because I've been editing for so long. I kind of know the fake and unfake, and it wasn't. You could tell clean cut in the video it was raw, and these Antarctica people are over here and getting this orca whale off this polar bear. And my thing is, where did the sea lions go? I know that their numbers are decreasing, but they said they were kind of increasing, or maybe they just need to introduce, I guess, maybe seals to the area. And then there was that surfer. I don't know his name. It was an Australian surfer, and he um he ended up just meeting Jaws, and his girlfriend was there, and it was terrible because the Mr. Jaws took his leg like they always do, but didn't spit it out. Usually they don't want us because we're humans. This guy had a whole cuisine. They couldn't really exhume the body; it was still in the damn shark. That's some scary shit. This planet is off balance, and people can call me a mad scientist or I'm crazy, but when an orca whale is trying to literally eat a polar bear, we got problems. That's all I know. And then barnacles, I've been seeing all these crustacean things and they're ugly and they're over the polar bears and stuff. And I looked it up. I looked it up on my Snapchat. And they have doctors over there. And my brother is a fisherman, and he said that they do exist. And I guess it's a thing. But nobody knows if the barnacles, when they're all over a mammal, is feeding off of these things. They'll even go on dogs that are swimming. And I guess it was brought here by ships and and cargo, so they're kind of not natural to the ecosystem. It's very weird. But I guess they're anywhere. They could be in a lake or anything. So if you're in a lake, just don't try to be in it too long because these things are nasty. They really are. But go ahead, Erica. You can ask a question. I just have, I figure this is my only chill time I get for the day because I get these insane residents that make me want to go jump out of a window. And and then I get to come home. Tomorrow I get to spend 12 hours with them and they'll tell me random things like pretty much they hate me and this and that, and then that they're your friends the next day. It's probably the most unhealthy relationship in the world to have with anybody when you're in the medical field. But this is how my day went. But it was peaceful when she was mad at me because I got a lot of my assignment done. She'll probably behave and not try to torture me all weekend. because 12 after 12 is very exhausting. I commend anybody on 12-hour shifts every weekend, 12 hours. When you're on your 12th hour, just and it's your last 12, you're like, oh my God, please. I can't take it no more. I got, you're just ready to chill. And the crazy thing, these residents that bitched at you all week when you're about ready to leave out, they want to know when you're coming back. They do this all the time. But I swear to God, these are wonderful. They glide so pretty. These colored pencils have been the highlight of my day. And of course, I was stressed out, so that's why I told Shatara I'll do her thing for her wedding. She wants butterflies, hearts, and a dove. I can't even sketch a really good picture like Raven, and she wants this stuff. So I'm gonna see if I can get the imagery because I've been my residents. One of them, she's like a famous artist type thing. Her son makes, God, I forgot his name, but he makes a ton of money. And I guess she taught him everything he knows, so I just happen to take care of it. So I'm trying this smudging out method that only she knew about. But I guess that's where I'm at with that. This is pretty much how my day usually goes. Alright, now it's down here. You start here. I just carefully look and take your time. And I do recommend these Crayola twistable colored pencils. I recommend these strongly. They are. I don't know. I don't think I could do without these. I think I'm gonna look for Amazon special on these. I'm gonna see how many of these colored, and I'm just gonna donate my other colored pencils because I just don't ever see me using them. I don't know if I can. But that's about the highlight of my day. And then I get to finish my happy little butterfly and see everybody all again tomorrow. I'm gonna take this down here. I wanted to do this because I'm horrible at angles. I really am. I suck at them. Alright, that's there, and then this comes down this way. I don't know. I guess when these things are up close, they don't look very pretty. And they look really awful before they get pretty. I mean, butterflies are not my favorite. They have very good symbolism, though. They really do. The butterfly is portrayed through, all through history. But it's always the ugliest thing before it gets nice. I don't know. I guess we gotta appreciate nature for what it is and hope to God an orca whale doesn't come and try to eat you out of the ocean. And my friend, she's going on a cruise. But after she gets married, she goes, "Don't tell me this about the orca whale." She goes, "I'm going on a cruise." I'm like, "I don't know. I'll have to pray for you on this damn cruise of yours." But hopefully the barnacles don't get to her. My brother says that you have to be kind of not moving. I guess it makes sense the bears have because they're in hibernation. Probably that's what it is. It's a hibernation thing. So, alright, this is okay. But it's kind of nice to come and unwind and think about my little scientific things that because I like to pretend sometimes, you know, just like when you were a kid and you just go, just to unwind and expand your mind. Because it always is good to expand your mind. It's good to do activities like writing and drawing or music because I think it's the left frontal lobe. I'm pretty sure. I think it's the front one, front lobe. I am high though. I think left is. They always say I think at left is your creativity and right is logical. You're really good if you have both developed, but the thing with brain stuff is you kind of got to make sure because it's like an organ that dies last and it holds a lot of the chemicals you have. And I take a lot of brain stuff. These veins in here. I had no clue they had different veins. Once you start a sketch, you find out about an animal. But, but yeah, I feel it's good to expand your mind for anything because like that because your brain is a muscle and you don't want it to give out too much. Just like my resident today, she has been had an extremely stressful life, and we're talking, and she was perfectly fine. The next minute, she kind of was like, "My husband was here. Where's he at? Tell him I'm here." I'm like, "Oh my god." I just didn't know what to say. The nurse just looked at me. I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'll get a hold of him." I wasn't trying. I guess I don't know. I wanted to maybe have her give her that little bit of hope and glimmer, because it's rough. Because her husband's been dead for a long time. So, but she did snap back, which was good. Okay, I didn't know the veins are the integral veins are over here, but apparently they are. And then they get real faded in this way. I guess that's how butterflies are. It doesn't seem like to be a horribly hard draw. Alright, so this just comes here, inside of here. As the stems are, you can extend. Okay, so these are going this way. You got to make sure you have body texture good too. Like here, there's a slight little ring right here that if you don't have it in your sketch, it doesn't make sense. And you can tell on the pastel in the end. You really can. Because once you hit these pastels to this kind of thing, every little bit helps. Trust me. And it does carry over just a little bit. Because you're trying to do a happy one. That's what makes it very a deep concentrated project. Which is probably why it's a good thing for me. My mind will be wandering. I'm going to connect some other veins this way. And then do like a little shade. Just a real nice shade. Because I'm going to get this pastels after this. I'm going to do light shade and show you what I got so far. Because I want to decide this butterfly. I got that so far. You just kind of, I just play around with it a little bit. And sideways is the hardest, so I like to just dive in. You need practice, and I do before I start the painting I'm gonna do. Excuse me. And I like to have I like to have a little practice time. So a lot of my practice work, some people like it, and ask me to sign a couple of them, and they go, "I think you're seriously going to be a good artist." And I don't know. I was just practicing shading, but it is very nice. And I tell you, if you ever needed to have any kind of artwork done, you had to hire somebody. But sometimes AI is okay. AI really is okay. And I say this because sometimes I like to deal with it, sometimes I don't. And for specific artwork and how you want it, AI just won't do it. They'll do something similar, but it decides it wants to do what it wants to do. So, and it's just letting you know that. We're going to flip this over. I want to give this a lot of pizzazz. It's not overly hard, honestly. As long as like you kind of are you practice sketch a little bit here and there, it's not it's not terrible. All right, I just got a lot of intricate lines with these things. If you do this, just be careful with the bands. I just do little tiny broken up lines sometimes if I want it to look more faded out. I know what I do. I know they got this painters thing. They're confusing as hell. I was over there trying to learn a couple things, and they confused me over there. Sometimes I just like it very just kind of blunt, especially if you have somewhat of an idea. And even if you didn't have much of an idea, I just, well, no. There's a lot of questions that I left out with more questions that I came in. Let's just put it that way. But I'll tell you when you sketch, however, the dimensions on the one side do to the other, or they don't look right. Even though my butterfly sideways, I have to equal out dimensions. And I feel I've made a lot of mistakes with this. So, I'm just letting you guys know. It's easy to make mistakes with that. And I just literally do with the one side and make sure that everything is perfect like this. I mean, the dimensions are a little different on this side, but you look at your painting over here. Alright, there's one here, we got that edge. Sometimes you could count them down. Like this, I should have curved this inward. It's like a curvy thing. And you just bring it down. I mean, I gotta get the veins and the intricate stuff, so I figure if I do the top, it would be easier. So, going to do this inside first. And then you can measure it over here. And it's good to measure it exactly where you start. Like if you started coming down this way, spread it out the same way the other way. Because that's kind of where you want it to do. So just making sure all these are perfect here. We're going to get all these other lines out. And you can use any big eraser. It could be anything. It's pretty much same as school. I try to make things easy because I feel there has to be people that's struggling like me, trying to learn something. And I went on these little. I went to Harvard for a little bit. They have these Harvard lectures, and they're nice. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed myself on them because I have never been to Harvard. You know, our presidents have went to Harvard and a lot of great people, but I don't know, they would laugh me out of Harvard. But I got some popcorn because I was trying to. That was when I was on my mission, and I was upset because of the black holes and the volcanoes. So I went on a lecture, and I was pretty happy with it. Alright, so this is this wide. So cut it off here. Right in here. You just match enough lines on one side and another. And we're going to take this and curve it around like that. I'm trying to get all this kind of done, so we can get this bottom half done. Alright, I'm just gonna do I'm just going in a curvy thing here to make it look cloudy, like feathery, whatever you're gonna say. Because it softens up some of the edges, especially if you're not trying to draw you're trying to make a more realistic look and not have it look like a logo. You want to round out these things and soften them up, shade around the areas. I've noticed when I started shading more, my stuff got so much better. It was like night and day with this. Alright. Now, do the same thing as I have here. So yeah, just hooking off the dimensions. No matter what you're sketching, make sure you got your dimensions checked off. It's like doing a puzzle or playing a game of chess. You're just moving this around and and you're revealing the secrets with each line. If you want to think of it that way. That's kind of how it is with drawing. So there's just a hint of this here, but just doing that hint makes it pretty. It really does, and it makes it stand out. And then and I used to sit there, I just don't have time for this, whatever, blah, 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 but And I started paying more attention, and I was like, oh my god, why was I not doing this before? Because I'm stubborn, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, see, like I'm doing a little detail in that. You're just constantly doing different details. It's just kind of the way it works out, I guess. What we're gonna do here. You know, when we do these two, you have a leaf that's coming. So, do another line, fade it out. And fade out somewhere here. We're gonna just fade around here just so the leaf looks kind of nice before we get to the pastel. But yeah, put your question in if you want. I mean, I'm just up here doing this. It's not that I can take a break. It's just you gotta be doing something interesting, and I don't know this music list they have. They say you can have certain music in your video and this and that. I just find it easier to do like a FaceTime thing. I feel that would be better. Where I just say, "Hey, what's up?" That type of thing. All right. You don't really have to once you kind of have how you're doing that side, you do the other side the exact way. And I like these little notches here. It was a brilliant idea in here, and it kind of looks good. And you can clip it. I mean, I'm just clipping the feather, but it could be any random kind of movement. It's like you're just flipping it and making it come alive a little bit. And then I'm just doing a lot of light shading to give it some depth and persona. That's it. Alright, and the tips, we want that. I'm just going a little bit up and down on the tips. And shading is, I think, one of the most important things you can do. And it will show you why. Because it could be, you don't even have to use pastels. You could just do just a sketch and make it look really good. I just found the right colored pencils to make my life happy. Thank God. I needed something to make me happy for today. And you twist these. That's why they're, well, obviously you guys are smart people. That's why they're twisties. But yeah, these twisties, you don't have to worry about the sharpener. Which probably everybody in the world knew about it before I did. I'm assuming that's probably the census. And that's okay. I don't mind being the last to know. Alright, I'm just gonna do this. I think I'm just gonna do an honest to God, just sketch. I think that would be fun. I never actually just do a sketch. Oh no. I'm doing a butterfly today. I'm decided to do. I got twisties, Lily. They're twistable colored pencils. These are the things that make me happy. I'm not hard to please. But I'm going back to basics because my friend Lily is getting married. to going on this cruise and stuff, and I've been working with her for about a year or two. So I offered to make her stuff. She wants butterflies and a dove too. So I want to practice butterflies. So I'm thinking about just doing hand sketches because there's a lot of artists that just sometimes do sketches and sell them even. So it is an art. So I guess it counts. But I'm just gonna play around with this for a little bit. And maybe it'll make me a better sketch artist. Because you kind of always wanna. I want to get these veins good, and then I'll show you. I'm gonna put a little bit of. I want to do a little bit, but I really don't. I want to just blend in the colored pencils and see how it turns out. I'm gonna just do something different because I think maybe at this stage of the game, I just need to shake it up a little and do something a little bit different than Lobby and everything. Which I do love Hobby Lobby, but I'm connecting all these veins. Sometimes it's easier to get that just done and over with, connecting these veins. Alright, and then this comes down. And do the veins first. Get that in here because it actually makes the butterfly look like a butterfly. Alright, and then this one got an extra vein or something. Right here comes this way. I'm just like literally just trying to get all this in here. Okay. And this just flips over that way. Alright. And this one comes that way. Alright, and I put this over on the other side. And we'll do it here. Because whatever you do to one side, you do to the other in your sketch. You absolutely do. And connect it the same way because that's how humans are. So you gotta. Every species has different markings and stuff, so you gotta respect their individual characteristics. Like with the birds, the different feathers. I'm just taking the veins and bringing them out and making them a feather because that's how their feathers are. They connect like this. Move it that way. I get too excited when it comes to animals. I am an animal lover. If I could, folks, I would. I would buy a zoo if I was really rich. You know, one of those zoos that have a log cabin display or whatever, and I would renovate it to my house. And I would just live with all the animals and just go in isolation. But I don't think that's legal to do. That would be my happy place, but maybe it's fun to socialize, and this does make good stuff for me, so good socializing skills. But I'm gonna do real light sketching around these veins. I'm gonna just do classic stuff. And if you do this and challenge yourself, which I am, I mean, I don't usually make a lot of butterflies. That's what I'm just trying to challenge myself with that. And then I found these and was like, maybe that would make it holding the pencil better. I just don't know if they're refillable. I really would. It would make my soul happy if they were, but I don't see how they are. Maybe they got refillable ones, so they're better for the environment. Got that so far. I'm just trying to get these feathers very defined. And I still got the face of this to do. Mind you. And anybody thinks that butterflies are not so complicated tend to disagree. But I have to reshape over here. See, sometimes you can make one area better because you're bringing these up and over to make the. You want everything looking up because it's on flight. And like I said, I have problems with sketching depth and things like that. I really do. Okay, I'm gonna do light dusting of purple. I don't know, this might be my new go-to pencil. I don't even have to worry about sharpening it. And it's real sturdy, and I love color. That's the thing. I really love color. I can't be without color. I'm just not one of those black and white where they do a lot of gray sketching. I can do it, but it's not my favorite to do. Alright, now make the little markings over here. There we go. Not bad. And we'll do the face up here. I kind of like it. It's like tattoo style. I might even add a shade in another color. Kind of, my friends were saying you could do this, like, hit the pastels. So, I figured, why not try this? Gives a little character to the stream so you're not always watching me paint all the time. I like to give variety to life. Because just such as life is too short, you can enjoy your day, eat the food you want to eat, because you just don't know what shitty event's going to happen the next day. Even if you think you got the perfect life, that's it. I think it was, who was it? That one actor that died mysteriously in his house. I don't want to say the wrong name because then I don't know what they got fact checkers and I'm sure it's wrong. I'm going to say it was Dustin Hoffman. I think it was. I'm not sure. Pretty sure it was. But I love his movies. He's a very good comedic actor. And the sad thing is, I don't know what happened to them. They didn't die naturally, apparently. And the circumstances, how they died was weird. And I really hope they find the person that did this or find out what the hell happened because he was a very great actor and artist. And his death should be put to rest and celebrated, not under controversy. It's sad. Now I'm going to drape another color in there. Well, actually, I probably should do the head, which looks disgusting. May I add? I don't know if I can have one of these as pets. Why? Because I want to. Is there a rule around here? I mean, are you supposed to just sit over here and be bored? I figure I'm here, so it's my time and your time. and it's our time. So I figure why not? So I air everything I do because I'm a blogger. But that's not bad either. And you never know, somebody might find me interesting and get ideas off me. I get ideas off of people blogging and painting all the time. Personally, ooh, there's a little thing right here. I don't know what your deal is. I gave you the reading. I can't tell you exactly what's gonna happen. Nobody can. I can tell you the energy around it, yeah. But I can't I can't literally tell you what's gonna happen, what's not gonna happen. That's up to you to decide that, really. But I could do it again and get and look up the energy again if you got confused, if you like. Okay, there we go. I'll just put these two little beady eyes there. There. Alright, do the red here. There we go. Okay, you know what? I could give you a reading if I missed it, but if you're a troller, I don't know what to tell you. I'm still gonna be up here until I finish my little painting, but if you're serious, I could do it again for you. It's not like I have a bunch of traffic on my street now. Alright. So that's not bad. I might actually be able to do this thing. She has faith in me. I was like, I don't have that much damn faith in myself, but she got this faith in me. So, trying to get this down pat. This is not bad. Oh my god, for all you sketch lovers out there, get these twistable Cryolas. They're incredible. See, I'm not going to put it in the middle. I'm just going to have the wings this way. I mean, I'm just freehanding at this point. I just got like body definition. I'm just playing around with color now. This is pretty sweet. There we go. Alright, these whiter areas down here. There we go. I wonder if you blend in enough of these if it'll like change the color altogether. Because I really am trying to practice blending. god, this is very interesting. It doesn't take much to make me happy, I tell you. Oh, yeah, there's some pink in there too. I'm gonna finish up all of this before I leave out. Okay, okay. What happened? Alright, well, this pink. Oh, it's orange. Well, maybe I'll try gray. Start with. There you go. That's great. There we go. I'm going to set apart this body. There you go. I don't know, playing around with these little colors is actually really cool. I'm going to make the tips green. I'm just playing around with this at this point. But yeah, these are pretty awesome. I can't complain. Maybe they were meant to come into my life today. I think I can make some really nice sketches with these. I'm going to do a little bit of top and bottom here. Just an outline with the green. There we go. It's accenting on something different. Right on the edges here. The green, oh my god, there's the. I don't know, I'm afraid to spend my money over there. I usually only go to Amazon. And I got my usual ordering over that way. Bringing these around. I'm just bringing the screen all the way. I don't know. I think that looks a little better. I know it's not the best. She wanted the hearts too involved in this, so I'm gonna go back and see if I can like put a heart in the background. And I'm just gonna go full sketch with this. Yeah. Get heart heart images because I want some fancy looking heart shapes here. The internet is wonderful. If you need to get a picture, an idea for a picture, that's what you need to do. Let me see if they have like any happy shapes. A lot of times, Etsy, I'd be looking on that. Oh yeah, these two hearts right here that are together. That would be actually, I should practice that heart. It has to be hearts entwined. I like the ribbons. Why? So kind of those are the hearts I'm going to use. I'm going to make this red. I'm going to get my red twisted. Alright. Alright, I'm going to put that right here, these hearts. It's not even messy. It's actually pretty... It's kind of nice. Alright, I got this heart here. But yeah, if you need any kind of like dimension ideas, like if you just want to add something, I mean, you could just, I literally, Google brings me to little Etsy drawings and they have just basic stuff you'd find in an art book with different shapes of how you kind of want to incorporate. I don't know, this cute and it screams them. And it's so easy too. Oh my god, it's so easy. I swear you could do this. I never really was a big sketcher. I just been doing medical forever. I have been. And I just literally just started practicing a shit ton and here I am. So that's why I always tell you guys, if I literally can do this, anybody can. You just gotta really practice. I mean, I really put in I try to put in a lot of practice. I honestly do. I like this, I want to practice like this of putting a ribbon across. I think I want the ribbon look. Alright, curving, say I curve over for this. There we go. I mean, it's gonna look commercial looking, but it's like I'm really trying to kind of get this down pat. I think I'm going to come over here while I'm waiting for you guys' tarot card questions. Oh, more questions. Oh, hello, name last. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Is this the time of the day where you get the most trollers? Really, I'm not upset. You guys are cool. You really are. Alright. And I'm having a good sketch, I'll tell you that much. Okay, I figured out how to do a really good, to get the dimensions on a ribbon. Sometimes you have to, this, because I'm trying to make this dimensional. That's the hardest part sometimes. Okay. And then down here, where it hooks here, and the under here. Here we go. It's not bad. I don't know, I might freehand it a different way, but I get the idea of three-dimensional. Actually, it looks like they're cuddly. And then they have things, and then you're shading upwards with that. That's not bad. You have to get the three-dimensional look to this sometimes. And I'm probably trying to practice my distance sketching. That could be pretty horrifying too. I'm just going to do a thing here to show. Yeah. This is not bad. Maybe I just need to do more colored pencil. I think that's all it is. And the more they shade around here, the more they kind of bring it in pronounced. Here we go. Yeah, this is not bad. This is actually impressive with the colored pencil. So I'm going to switch off and do some stuck with the stencil here. Colored pencil. Shading that way. Yeah, it's not heavy on your hand either. It doesn't make your hand hurt. Sometimes when you're sketching, it makes your hand hurt. I kind of want to put. I wanted to look up banner ones over there because I really think I might put love here because I feel when I do her. I think I'm going to do it with colored pencil. I think that's just what I need to do. Just do colored pencil with it. And then just maybe do some border work with pastel. I really think that this could be it for her painting. And then I'll take some of my acrylic markers and put it with here. I do hers. Yeah, this is not bad. No. And then I'm gonna do my pastels in the back and see how this idea works. None of these ideas gotta work. You got enough going on, so something needs to go for you. So I wonder if you could just do pastel background. Why not? Alright. I don't have a list. Yeah. Put your question in, Lily. Yeah, I'm just really happy spirit over here. I don't know how about these lists. I don't even know how to kick people out. I honestly don't. I honestly just try to have a happy cosetic one here. Can you do my dog? I have never I've never done a tarot card reading for a dog before. Does your dog having issues? This is very interesting. This piques my interest. I'm just wondering, is she having anxiety issues, your dog or something? Alright. Yeah, I think this is going to be so good for that piece. Oh my god. I mean, it's not my style, as we all know. But sometimes people request things. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Alright. I'm using just straight up yellow pastel in the background because it needs to lighten up somehow and draw attention and everything. But I don't want it too dark at the same time. I think just a yellow background would kind of look good. But yeah. I don't think I could give a dog reading. I mean, dogs are pretty predictable. I mean, they got dog whispers, but I don't think I could do it. I wouldn't even know to begin with that, honestly. I wish I could, then I'd understand my dog a lot better sometimes. I'm trying to make like the clouds. I'm trying to make clouds. This is where I'm going with this. Because one of these famous painters, blah blah blah, they take care of, was telling me to go in circles, to bring dimension and this and that. I mean, I'm trying to make an appearance of fluffy clouds. So, and I'm just kind of doing this and going in circles with my fingers in places. Because I did my space one the other day. I thought it turned out pretty dope. My one friend said it looks like an Easter egg. I said maybe the planet could be fixable. I have to do more space. Because I want to get to where I can make this into looking like a picture. Because that's what this artist that I work with used to do. People would give her pictures and she would make, with pastels, she'd make it look exactly like the picture she was looking at. I mean, it's pretty damn epic right there. Honestly. Alright, everyone. Yellow is rainbow. And with the colored pencil, it doesn't tarnish the color of the colored pencil. You can have a nice pastel background, and the colors won't change on the sketch. Just look at that. That's not bad. I think this is one of the best ideas I've come up with. You like it? Alright, you want to know what's going to happen this year. Alright, I can do an energy field on that. To me, okay. Maybe we'll find out about the dog along the way. I mean, I know my limitations. I don't see angel numbers either, Angel. I mean, Lily, sorry. I mean, there's some lady over here that she gave me a free reading and came in my stream, and she sees angel numbers. I think she said I was going to be very successful. I I tended to. I'm just doing this for fun. I like to hang out and stuff. It gives you something to do. It keeps you out of trouble, but she does what she said, and I was like, okay. And I don't know. I just like to come on here and just in case, I want to remember how I did something on a painting or something or a technique I used that looked okay. And I can look on the live stream and figure out where I went wrong. But honestly, on a for real note, if you have a sketch and any colored pencil, I'm very funny about my pencils and stuff. But don't mind me. If you do the pencil first and do pastel in the background, it doesn't blend in with that. I didn't know that until today. I will tell you that. So I'm just learning and cruising life, and that's it. I can't afford art school, but I take care of. I do the activities of daily living with people at a nursing home. What can you do? All right. Do you want to know what happened to you this year? All right. Got a new moon in Libra, and it talks about romantic cycles. So the energy's in a romantic type of way. So somebody's going to find you attractive and probably want to call you on the phone and a bunch of stuff. I'll pray for you. That's a lot. But, anyways, I'm sure you're not a hermit like me. And you're surrounded in this field by a full moon in Taurus and a full moon in Pisces. A full moon in Taurus just means your dreams just need a little outline, a plan, a practical plan, something that you can base things. So it's money related. You're spending more than you're bringing in. It pretty much is what a new moon in Taurus is. And then you got a full moon in Pisces, and this just talks about balancing your inner and outer, like your spirituality and practicality. In layman's terms, it just means what you feel is right, you got to project it out. That's all it means. But they make it sound more complicated than it is. I like it after reading. Oh, well, thank you. I try. I mean, I'm not perfect. Sometimes I see interesting things, sometimes I don't. And sometimes I come out with some horrible art, and sometimes it's mediocre. I mean, today this is mediocre, but it's not horrible. And we both learned that these twistable colored pencils can do a lot of good for a lot of stuff. Oh, you're welcome. I'm going to be going to bed myself, my friend Lily. And I will see you tomorrow for another sketch. Alright. And you guys have a good night, and I will see someone tomorrow. I don't know. But I'll be here.